Hey YouTube audience, I am coming to you unlive. I'm not going live this time on this video because I really wanted to be in depth and I wanted to take my time, and it's really late. I have no lashes on. So you're seeing me lashless, getting ready for a nighttime bed. And I decided to click on and to watch the WAP video with Cardi B and Megan the Stallion. And I didn't ask, and when I do topics, I don't ask them to fall in my lap. I just got done doing a YouTube series of miracle signs and wonders because, of course, I'm an evangelist first. And I have a networking entrepreneur group that deals with musicians, business entrepreneurs, LLCs, sole proprietorships, anybody that needs to be connected all over the globe with my WATW networking and entrepreneurs group. So I deal with topics that deal with celebrities because that is the avenue that God is directing me to, and that is the avenue that I'm coming to because part of my networking group is consulting and advising to individuals that are up and coming or that are already there, and times when they need to really soul search and make decisions that are going to affect their business or even their soul. And it is really important that I, as an evangelist, I am out here dealing with the people that are a part of who I communicate and deal with. So, Oprah has her audience, I have mine. And so I'm coming to you just really fresh, and I kind of feel kind of good not having those eyelashes on. I might have to wear it like that for a while. I look kind of different too. Anyway, like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell because after this video, you're going to see how deep I can get. And so we're going to go into it. I am going to click on, while I'm speaking to you, I'm going to click on a comment that Cocktails with Queens made. Here, take a listen to this.
All right, ladies. Cardi B and Megan the Stallion have joined forces for their new song, WAP. And in their verses, Cardi B and Megan vividly detail their sexual fantasies. How do you guys feel about the video and them getting together? Did y'all see the video?
I love it. The video is dope. It's dope. It's fun, and it's signature to who they are and how they rap and what they rap about. What's more important to me is two female MCs working together in harmony. That hasn't happened lately. There's been a lot of discord, when it comes in terms of female MCs. So to see them working together in harmony is, I was just happy just to see them together.
But not really, because when you think about it, the only person that's been having the beef and stuff is Nicki. It has not been anyone else. Nicki has worked with several artists, and Meg said, I should not have to choose who I get to work with because I'm friends with you and friends with you. So she's worked with several people. Definitely Cardi B has, you know what I mean? So it's really, I see that they're collaborating together and doing a lot together. That song, There's Some Hoes in This House, being the house head that I am, that is a house song. I remember that.
Okay. Now, I want you to listen to this with Marcus Rogers, and then I'm going to go into my commentary for late this evening. Gosh, I haven't slept yet, and I'm not even sleepy for some reason. I'm so glad you guys are up with me at this hour. I'm not even going to tell you the hour because you might say, girl, you need to be in bed. But anyway, Marcus Rogers. Now, I want you to check out how he instantly got on top of this subject. Here, let me let you check it out. Hold on.
Guys, what's going on? I got a quick question
Gotta
for you.
wait for
Have
this
you ever
commercial
seen one of those videos
for
online where
this
there's this guy that's talking about all the money that...
Okay, here
Obviously,
we go. Put
it
him on this
goes
side.
against, what
We're going to
believers stand.
start from the beginning. He gets right into it.
Some people had asked me to respond to this Cardi B, Megan the Stallion WAP video. Okay, I had a couple people messaging me about it. Look, obviously it's demonic. Obviously it goes against, what believers stand for. And obviously, it even affects kids. You know, there's kids listening to these lyrics and things like that. There's people are allowing their kids to watch these videos, and we wonder why, you know, our children are so jacked up and so sexualized. Because, you know, the reality is many parents are allowing their children to listen to this kind of music and watch these kind of music videos. And you got to just be careful. Even on YouTube, I saw this Roblox game these kids are playing. My son was watching.
Well, let's stop it right there, guys. So, Marcus Rogers is a very well-known social media preacher that is on the segment on YouTube, and I have subscription to his channel. I listen to him sometimes, and he has some really good stuff that he has to say. So, nothing against that. I do also want to mention that CeeLo Green, he chimed in, and he wanted to make mention that how things are over-sexualized, and how when we used to have music, we were able to sing about something and kind of point at it without being directly to it. And now he says it's called shameless, like no shame. No shame in their game. Now, I know I'm smiling. I'm just a smiley person. This is really like not necessarily a smiley topic. So don't think when you see me smiling, I'm being facetious or I am thinking and taking this lightly. But I do want to give you my commentary on it, and I'm going to briefly give it to you because it's so much and it's so deep that I may have a part 2, maybe a part 3. I doubt if I'll have a part 3. Now, I didn't come for this. It actually fell in my lap. I talked to you guys a lot about I don't go looking for certain topics. I just get things that come in my head that sometimes are from the Lord. Sometimes they just come in my head. So you guys just deal with it. Now, getting to the point, I want to talk about something deeper that a lot of people are not going to think about talking about. And you can decide what you think about what I say. Now, I want to let you know that I did do some research concerning Megan Thee Stallion, but I already knew this concerning her about her recording contract. If you notice, recently Megan Thee Stallion complained about her recording contract. Her recording contract is with a former baseball player, Major League Baseball player that owns it, called 1501 Certified Entertainment. So watch this, guys. Listen. This gentleman and Megan Thee Stallion, or his business, is apparently has a contract with Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion, they said, owes them over $2 million. And Megan Thee Stallion recently went to social media and got on social media to complain about how she was tricked into her recording contract and how she only received $15,000 and how she made a mistake in signing and want everybody to, feel some type of way concerning that decision that she made. And, we always talk about hindsight. Foresight is better than hindsight, but hindsight sometimes doesn't do anything. It's not worth the hill of beans, but just the knowledge that you did something that you shouldn't have done that was dumb or stupid. And we all have hindsight. It's better to have foresight. Well, nevertheless, she is in a recording contract. Maybe not now, and I'll get to that. But she's in a recording contract. She owes them that amount. And she was verbally talking about this. Then, after that, we have Megan Thee Stallion and Kylie Jenner and Tory Lanez, Lanez, however you want to pronounce it, went to a party. And apparently at the party, Megan Thee Stallion noticed that he was kind of trying to come on to Kylie Jenner, and they got into a disagreement. Apparently there was some shots fired. She hasn't said who shot shots. Of course, she's not going to tell on the individual, of course, because that's how it goes in the game, in the industry. Whatever the case may be, if you're involved with somebody, you're not going to, most African Americans are not going to put that person in jail when something like that happens. But she had some gunshot wounds and they made fun of it, and that's a serious matter. That is not nothing to make fun of, and it's just something she went through. Now, immediately after this happens, Now we have social media buzzing because Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion have a video called WAP, W-A-P. That's what we're talking about tonight. And in the W-A-P video, W-A-P stands for Wet A-P. So you guys put in the other abbreviations, and they make referrals to the word gushy and things like that. So yes, it is very sexualized, and it is their place that they are in life in this culture. Now, we never remember that when we grew up, we were listening to lyrics in songs, and our parents told us and didn't want us to listen to certain things, and we would listen to it, and we had things like the Ghetto Boys. When I was coming around, we were listening to the Ghetto Boys and things like that had very exclusive lyrics. And so I'm not comparing this to now in the WAP video, because I have a different thing and a different perspective that I'm going to give you guys, and I want you to think about it. Now, I notice that when someone is getting ready to go to a next level in fame, to me, there is always a preparation. I'm going to call it a preparation. Then I'm going to call it an initiation. I'm going to break it down into two, but it's three categories. In the middle of the preparation and the initiation, in the middle of it is a tremendous downfall. It is something that happens that's traumatic, that causes a person to jump into the initiation part. So let me just talk about that, but let me use some different examples that I think that I've seen in the industry. Now, let's go look back at Beyonce and Jay-Z and Kanye West. Do you remember when, the sweetheart that Kanye West embarrassed? And I had her name on the tip of my tongue. Oh my goodness. Well, you know who I'm talking about. Well, she was on the stage and she's very popular. And Kanye West got up there, and Taylor Swift, that's her name. Oh, thank you, Lord. Taylor Swift. He got up there and tremendously embarrassed her and said some things that were embarrassing. And then Beyonce, the queen that she is, went up there and graciously made her feel better. I look at that situation with Taylor Swift at that time. She was just a sweetheart singer. She sung different kind of songs that were country and some pop, and it involved love, and it involved, boyfriends and things like that. That was what she was before this happened. And before there is a transition to another level, I have noticed with these artists that there is an embarrassment that happens to them. It is something that is noted, that is in their career. They get embarrassed, and then not only that, some of them have that in between. And I said preparation, and there's something in between, and then I said initiation. Now, part of that initiation is that embarrassment and that acceptance of a person that's already on that side of the perimeter. You can figure out what I'm talking about. And I want you to look at this as deeply as I'm looking at it and kind of see where I'm going with this. Okay, well, when Taylor Swift, that happened to her, Taylor Swift later on, her vision, her music, everything changed, everything shifted, and Taylor Swift became a different type of artist. She was no longer that sweetheart, that sweet girl artist. But you see in a very pertinent video I saw quite a while back on YouTube, Taylor Swift was just totally, I don't want to say certain words. I want to be careful with my words, but it was very, very on the extreme. It was kind of violent. It was kind of dark. It was really dark, actually. And so I noticed that when somebody goes from one perimeter to the other, that a lot of their image becomes graphic and dark and things like that. So let me talk to you about another artist. The artist that is Lady Gaga. And she started calling herself by her regular name because she wanted to pull away from that type of life. She started talking about how she wasn't sleeping right. She was scared to sleep. She just didn't want any part of the industry, that it was causing her life to be in a certain downward way, and she wanted to get out of it, and she left the scene, guys. She left the scene. But when she left the scene, you notice when she came back on the scene, guess who brought her back in? Now, I'm not going to say his name because I don't know his name exactly, but when she did the movie, it was almost like Barbara Streisand's movie long time ago when I was a teeny young little girl. And I remember that Barbara Streisand movie. Well, so Lady Gaga came back, and she came back in this movie with this gentleman. And the gentleman that brought her back in is very well known for being a part of a certain type of thinking. I think he believes, and allegedly, don't quote me, I think he believes in, he is associated with that pedophile industry, and I'm going to say that he's associated with people that are, and also I remember reading about him that he was one of those persons that connects people or gets people back into connections with industry individuals. Well, he did that movie with Lady Gaga, and I went to see that movie, and I don't remember the name of it, and somebody can put it in the comments here, but he did that movie with her, and he has a girlfriend already. But I remember they were in a picture together, he, Lady Gaga, and the girlfriend, and she was so disappointed with sitting at the table with them. I'm sure there was some feelings involved in that movie. I'm sure there was some feelings involved because they talked about it, but she never meant it. She said they meant to make that look like a love story. But once that movie was over with and came back, Lady Gaga was already positioned right back into the industry where she had left, what she had pulled herself away from, and she's positioned back in it, and she started wearing Lady Gaga things again. Now, she had stopped for a long period of time when she said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be Lady Gaga anymore. I'm going to be myself. And she started going by her own name. Now, I remember a long time ago, Lady Gaga and Beyonce were on a boat, and they were taking pictures of them long time ago. And they had something to say about that picture. But she has a connection with Beyonce and Jay-Z and them, and I'm not saying it's a bad connection, guys. I'm just telling you a different point of view. And Lady Gaga, she ended up back in the industry, and I remember her doing a video advertisement that was with Apple, with iPhones, and they talked about how that video was filmed perfectly with an iPhone. I think they were advertising the iPhone 11. Well, anyway, she's back with her costume. She's back doing the Lady Gaga stuff. She's back doing the stuff that she used to do. And I remember she talked about she had so much pain in her body in doing certain things and staying in the industry and putting forth all that effort. Now, I wanted to lay that foundation for you guys because I believe there is an initiation. An initiation comes after humiliation, and it comes after devastating loss. And it's a road, it's a bridge. And I look at that middle segment as that bridge of what decision are you going to make. That's why I am pursuing, my heart is pursuing the people that are right in the industry, the celebrities, the people that need that way out, the people that need good advice on making good choices and still keeping their careers and being able to provide for their families without making a major choice to sell themselves out. Now, I'm going to tell you one more statement, and I'm going to talk about Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B. And if I've got you along this way this far, I know what I'm saying is interesting to what your ears are hearing. So let's talk about Tamar Braxton. I'm going to stay on that subject because I haven't researched it much. But Tamar Braxton apparently allegedly committed suicide. Not suicide. Tried to commit suicide, they said. And we don't know. We don't know if this is a part of any type of initiation period. We don't know. This might be that embarrassment period that they have to go through of getting embarrassed. We don't know. I'm saying that. Now, Tamar Braxton said that her soul did not belong to her life did not belong to her, and she was a slave, and that she did not want to take it anymore. Same thing like Lady Gaga. And now she is at that beginning place. Now, what's going to happen next? The last time they had her and her husband allegedly was part of the producers of The Real, and she was fired from the show that her husband was producer of. Then her marriage separated. All this stuff happened to her, and she no longer had the job, and Steve Harvey was that person that lended the hand and brought her on in. So, what do you call those individuals that give you that handout? You better start looking at that hand and see if that palm of that hand is red. And be careful whose hand you take to go to the next level. Now let's talk about Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. You all know when Cardi B did Red Bottoms and she became famous, and she was on Love and Hip Hop at first. You know when she did Red Bottoms and became famous that she was not very happy with fame when she first became famous. You guys soon forget that stuff. I don't. Cardi B was on the internet, on social media, in tears almost, talking about how she didn't want the fame. She wished she had never gotten the fame. She wished she could turn back the hands of time because fame was not all that it was cracked up to be. I don't know if they've taken it off the internet or not, but that was her first reaction to fame. She had been drinking, and you know when you drink, you tell a lot of things that you think. I say when you drink, you tell what you think. So she was telling what she was feeling, what she was thinking, and it wasn't a place that she wanted to be. But who reached out the hand to Cardi B? Well, you know, the three amigos. One of them is her husband now. He reached out his hand to Cardi B, and she is okay. She's got a baby. She's fine. And he and her are in the industry, and they're right where they have decided to make the decision to be. You know, we have choices. We have choices. We have either life or we have death. We have to choose life. So some of the choices we make are temporary things that are not going to last forever. So when we make choices over those temporary things that are not going to last forever, we have to live with those choices. But a lot of these individuals that make those choices do not know that there is always a way out of a choice that you make that was a wrong choice. There is no such thing as you selling your soul to the devil and not being able to come back unless it is one of those real great abominable things that are in the Bible. And we're not going to talk about that. But Cardi B was not happy. She's happy now with her life. What we see, we don't see behind the scenes. But this video just all of a sudden happened after Meg Thee Stallion said that she's being cheated. She shouldn't have had that contract. And after Meg Thee Stallion had her gunshot wounds. And now here comes out the WAP video. First of all, it's great publicity to go through a downfall and to have a bad a situation happen first, and then to come out with something great, something fabulous. It is like a setup. It's the same thing with August Alsina. You know, he had the little downfall with his apparent alleged habit that he had, and then now since he's released an album, they take that downfall story and they use it to build up and put him in front of us so we can say, oh, poor boy, we need to support him because of that story. It's the same thing with American Idol, guys, and it's the same thing with these shows. They show all the background. They want to pick the people that have the depressing part of a life and show how fame changed them and gave them the great opportunity to be a star. Is it that important to be a star that you take and go do a video with snakes twirling all around you? Snakes everywhere. Do you need to make choices like that? Do you have to sell your soul? Do you have to portray things? Do you have to portray things that are quote unquote demonic, as Marcus Rogers said it in his words? Do you have to do that? Now, I believe that, in my own words, that this was Meg Thee Stallion's initiation period. I would not be surprised if she has a new contract and somebody has bought that contract out, not paid the $2 million, but paid them enough that they would be happy to let her go. And that Cardi B has pulled her in to that second level of life that she is headed toward, that she desired, or that she had no choice and felt like she had no choice but to take that opportunity. Now, I can't say that that video was her opportunity to cross on over to that much more elite life, you know, that greater life, that better life. You know, everybody wants to be recognized for what they do, but some people want to be a star over everything else, including the hollowness in their heart and the emptiness in their soul. At the end of the day, when that video is over, when that song is over, when you being on that stage is over, when the excitement is over and the glam and the glitter is over, you go home. And when you go home, you may go home to an empty house. You may go home to a bottle of wine. You may go home to a shot of vodka. You may go home to your boyfriend, your husband, your children. But when you go home, make sure that you're not going home empty. So, my perspective on it, talking at the end about cocktails with queens, yeah, I got some tea for y'all. Cocktails with queens, y'all so, you know what? Y'all trying to cut that check. Yes, you are. Because the first statement from Selena was, I think it was very artsy and they're doing their thing and they're collaborating, two MCs coming together. That is what she got out of it. You know why? Because that's going to get her a check. Didn't see nothing else but that collaboration. And then of all people, come on now, Lisa Ray, I am so surprised that you didn't see a little deeper or comment a little deeper. And the only deep thing you got to add to it so you could get your check was that they didn't have collaboration with Nicki Minaj, and she was the one that was causing confusion, and she showed that she'll collaborate with one or the other and she don't want to disconnect with friends. And because of course we know that Cardi B and Nicki Minaj had the disagreement. Well, guess what? That woman wasn't thinking of Nicki when she made that video. So that statement you made was kind of just you having something to co-sign with Selena to get that check. And then, of course, there was no one on there that had anything to say about the sensationalism in the video of the imagery of the snakes, or the imagery of what CeeLo said, the sexualism. They never talk about a whole picture. Gosh, when are we going to get a panel of women that can come with it real, talk about the whole picture, and not everybody piggyback on the next because they want to get a check? That sounds good. I know it's 33 minutes. I'm getting ready for bed. I have done it. I'm done. And I didn't do it live on purpose. So I wanted to talk to you guys about how you, when you make choices in this thing and you want to get ahead in life, you don't have to sell yourself out. You don't have to sell yourself short. You don't have to do that. You can be successful in this life without trying to cut out the now I want to say take the shortcuts and take the route of the success that's going to cause you to end up going home empty, or not only going home empty, but having your whole life evolve around fame and being a star. So, I'm signing out. I am going to ask you to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, hit the like button, and guess what? On that note, after talking about all of this stuff with the WAP video and Cardi B, I do what I always do. I drop the mic